Okay, so there we go. 12 beautiful little scoopies. And now we are going to bake these in my normal baking temperature, about 340 to 350 in your home oven. You know your oven. If your oven bakes a little hot, drop the temperature just a little bit. If your oven, bakes a little light, you might want to turn it up a little bit. Now these you can bake a little bit hotter. Okay. Basically, what you want is a quick browning. Okay, you don't need to make sure that it's baked all the way through. Okay, with the almond paste and the egg white, it's basically kind of like a meringue type of thing. So a quick hot bake is better than a long slow bake on these. If you're trying to do a long slow bake, you're going to have puddles because they're going to melt before they. Basically, what you want to do is bake with a quick hot flash of a bake. You're basically creating a shell right away so that the batter doesn't just into a puddle on the pan, That's what we're doing. So we'll be back shortly when these come out of the oven. And likewise, they're going to take about 10 to 12 minutes. We're going to turn the pan halfway through and finish it up for about another 4 or 5 minutes. And then we'll be right back. All right, folks, so it's been about 12, 14 minutes since these have been in the oven, and I did take a moment shortly ago to give them a 180-degree spin. So they've already been turned, and now I'm going to check them. What we're looking for is a nice golden hue across the whole thing, and you'll notice that they've probably grown a little bit in the oven. So let's take a peek. Oh! Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Oh, look at that. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what you're looking for.
The sheen on the
see,
gorgeous.
See how they popped up a little bit, but see how the batter kind of spread out underneath? Okay. See, now that's what I was talking about with, you got to bake them right away. So, or bake them, on a high temperature for a shorter amount of time rather than a long period of time on a low temperature. So let's set these down. We'll just let those cool for a little bit. If we try to take them off the pan right now, they're just going to be a gooey mess, okay? You got all that beautiful almond paste in there, and it needs to come down to temperature a little bit to set up so that we can get them off the pan and enjoy them. So let's give them a little bit, probably about 20 minutes, half hour. We'll be back shortly. Thank you. All right, folks. So our cookies are just about cool enough that we can take them off the pan. While we're waiting just a few more minutes on that, I did want to show you what I'm going to do with the rest of this batter. Rather than baking it now and then having a bunch of cookies basically hanging around, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this batter and I'm going to put it in the freezer. And then when I want to make almond melts again, I'll have the batter all set to go. You can also just leave it in the refrigerator, but if you're going to do that, you're going to want to use it within about 2 weeks or so. So that's why I suggest the freezer. Okay, but anyway, so here's my batter. What I want to do to really keep this nice is I want to take a piece of saran. I want to go over the top, and I want to push it down, and I want to get all the air out of there, okay? Now, what this does is it makes it so that you don't end up, first of all, you don't skin over, and you don't collect a lot of condensation into your mix, okay? That'll make it taste like the refrigerator. You don't want that, okay? So this is a very expensive mix to make, so we want to keep it nice. So now that that's all nice and even and there's no air bubbles, I'm actually going to do the full wrap. I call this master wrapping, okay, because it's on top of the wrap. I'm going over, I'm going all around, and then down, okay? So this is master wrapped because it's, completely wrapped. So this guy's going to go in the freezer. Okay? Now, before that happens, I want to dig right in. Okay? I don't know about you. You ready to try one of these, Dan?
I sure am.
All right. So, first of all, oh, look at that. How they pop right off of there. That's because of the spray, people.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay? See, when you turn one over, look at that. You got a nice golden color. Okay? But now, here, I'm just going to use my spatula here. I'm going to cut this. Okay? Look at the inside. Okay? You got a little air pocket. You got a nice moist, gooey part. And you got a little crisp shell around the edge. So, the texture on the mouth, in the tongue, in the mouth is going to be crunchy, a little gooey, and moist, and very almond. So, without further ado, oh, heck yeah. Well,
My God, you smell it.
I know, isn't that yummy? Got a little chew. Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Isn't that delicious? Not too icky sweet. The almond paste is the flavor. It's not icky sweet though,
I got a feeling Sandy's going to want this at the wedding.
Heck yeah. So, this is a great way to eat these things. And quite frankly, this is the way I like to eat them because it's just the perfect, it's a perfect flavor and everything. But at the same time, the classic way that I was taught to make these is to actually take two of them and sandwich them together with a little bit of fudge. Okay, so let's take a little bit of our fudge here. Okay, don't need much. Okay, spread it out a little bit. Like I said, you don't need too much. You could probably put a little bit more in there. Okay. And then we take two together.
Squeeze.
And there you go. Here's your chocolate almond milk cookie. So this is a lot of dessert to eat. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay. So let's cut that. And basically, I'm going to see. There you go.
Oh.
That's a little more than I want. I'm going to be good with a quarter here. You want a quarter or a half?
I'll take a quarter.
There you go.
Oh, look at that, folks. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Now that's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
See, now. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Add that little bit of chocolate. And now it's like brings it to a whole different level.
Yeah, and the chocolate is adding like a nutty and a little bit of bitterness.
Yes.
And it offsets a sweet some.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no, like, nuts, so to speak. All that texture is coming from the shell of the cookie.
Mm.
But then you got the goo from the inside. Yummy. All right.
Mm.
Mm. Hang on, let me. Mm. Mm. All right, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to enjoy eating a few more of these, I think. And I hope that you've learned something or at least been entertained, so to speak. So don't forget, bake with love and joy. You know that it's always going to be delicious. So happy baking.